This month on Images, the tastes of Italy come to Glen Ellen when a master chef visits COD. We look back at the outstanding year that was 2013, and why COD is the right school for you. All of that and more on this edition of Images. Happy New Year from Images. Welcome to the first edition of what promises to be another exciting year at COD. I'm Rio Almaria, admissions representative at College of DuPage. It's hard to believe it's another new year already, but with all that happens at College of DuPage year-round, it's easy to see how time flies. Before ushering in a new year of interesting activities, programs, and progress, let's glance back and recap some highlights from 2013.
Exciting things are happening at Waterleaf. Hi, I am Jean Piolo, General Manager Waterleaf Restaurant, and I invite you to come to Waterleaf for a lunch that is sophisticated and relaxed. We are now offering a new, affordable, and of course delicious lunch menu with familiar items, all prepared with a special touch, certain to make your dining experience far from your average lunch. Savor or take on some of our favorite dishes. Macaroni and cheese, Cobb salad with your choice of dressing, soup and salad combo, beef brisket sandwich with caramelized onion and horseradish mayonnaise, a trio of sliders consisting of barbecue pork with crispy onion, fried chicken with pickles, and a filet with blue cheese, plus much, much more. Join us for lunch at Waterleaf and experience modern fine dining, where the focus is on great food and service in the comfort of a down-to-earth, informal setting. I am looking forward to welcoming you. You will love it.
Some say the best recipes are those handed down through the generations. COD's chef Chris Thielman looks at his own heritage and shares a traditional family recipe for a potato and egg casserole, a dish his Lithuanian relatives prepare called kugelis.
Hello, welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. Today we're going to be making my family recipe for kugelis. Kugelis is a Lithuanian potato egg casserole. Now, it's a fairly simple recipe, but there's one part that I've learned over the years. That's why I've got this food processor here. There's one part I've learned over the years that is the critical part to making the casserole look very, very good when it comes out of the oven, okay? Which I'll explain when we get a little closer. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take bacon and you're going to cook it in the pan. So I'm going to put it in the pan right here, and I'm going to start sauteing the bacon. As it's sauteing, I'm going to dice my onion, and we want a small dice on the onion. Okay, so now we have a small dice on the onion. So what we're going to do next is we need to cook the bacon until it's very, very crisp. All right, so we're going to cook the bacon until it's very crisp, and then we're going to add the onions, and we're going to cook them until they're translucent, and then we're going to add some butter into the pan, and then we're going to put that on the side. I'm also showing you how to do this recipe in the order that you need to do it in for success. So the bacon should take about 5 minutes or so to cook. Okay, our bacon is very, very crisp in the pan, and now we're going to add our small diced onions right into the pan. And the very high, hot heat will cook these onions in just a couple of minutes. So we're going to stir them around. And remember, you need to cook these onions until they're translucent. And if you notice, I left the bacon grease in the pan on purpose. Remember, this is an old family recipe of mine from my Lithuanian relatives. And this is exactly how they made it for a long time. Okay, our onions are translucent, and now I'm going to add the half a stick of butter, so it's about 2 ounces or so. And basically all you want to do is melt the butter. That's all you're interested in, is melting the butter. Okay. So, onions are translucent, bacon is crispy, so now I'm going to turn the heat off and just let it sit on the side all by itself. Okay. So remember, you need to do that first, and now here's the next part. Now the next part of this recipe is relatively simple also. You need to take a bowl, and you are going to take your eggs, and we're going to add our evaporated milk right here, evaporated milk. And we're going to take our salt and pepper, and it seems like a little bit extra salt, but make sure you add the amount that's called for in the recipe. It's a tablespoon, because if you don't, the potatoes will be very flat tasting, and you're going to have to add some salt anyways. So now you're going to mix this up so the eggs are dissolved. Okay, now here's the part that I've discovered over the years. I have got the potatoes, and I've got the onion, and I have a power grater. Now, here's the thing that I changed slightly from my relative's rendition. They would grate all of this by hand, and what I found was because these are russet potatoes, these would oxidize and turn brown before they could get this in the oven. And so, because I'm using a power grater, I can get this grated in literally seconds, get it all stirred together, get it in the pan, and get it in the oven in probably less than a minute. So I'm going to do this full speed because you have to do it very fast or else the potatoes will turn brown. Okay? All right. So here we go. So this is ready to go. Onions and bacon ready with the butter. We got our potatoes, we have our onion. So what we're going to do is we're going to grate the onions and the potatoes together. This is about a 1/8 inch size power grater attachment on my food processor. All right. And I'm going to have to do this, whoop, sorry about that. I'm going to have to do this in 2 batches, everybody, 2 batches. Okay, so I'm going to take off the top, and again, remove this, pop this in, okay, and then do the second half of the batch. Put in my little attachment, okay, rest of the potatoes. And you notice that I have the peeled potatoes sitting in water again so they don't oxidize. Okay, that is ready to go. So we take this, remove it, and again, take all of this, put it right in here, take our spatula, scrape it out just like always. Okay, and now we're going to take this mixture here, put it all together, and then we fold it all together very fast, okay? So we want to mix it all together very thoroughly. Should take just a few seconds. Okay, all right. So this is now ready to go into the pan. It's all mixed together, and as you can see, the potatoes have not turned brown at all. Some recipes will call for ascorbic acid to be added, and that's because the potatoes will turn brown. But if you do it in this method with a power grater, there is no chance for them to turn brown, so you don't have to use the ascorbic acid, which is vitamin C. All right, take it, and now we're going to flatten it in the pan so it looks nice and pretty. Got to have it look good. All right, and spread it so it's nice and flat. And now we're going to bake this in the oven for about an hour to an hour and a half. Okay, here's the next thing I've discovered making this recipe over the years. You need to make sure that you bake this long enough so it's a nice deep golden brown. If it's a deep golden brown, you're going to have some nice crispy exterior and a nice soft interior, which is really excellent. So bake this in the oven hour to an hour and a half, deep golden brown, and then it's ready to be enjoyed. Okay, pop it in the oven. Okay, our kugelis has been baking in the oven for about an hour, hour and a half, and as you can see, it's a beautiful golden brown. And so we're going to take our knife and we're going to cut a little piece out. Oh, lovely. Look at that. Alrighty. So, this is how you make my family recipe of kugelis, a potato cake, potato, onion, and bacon, if you will. And as you can see, it's got a beautiful golden brown all the way around, and the inside, the potatoes have not oxidized, which was the major problem I found when you hand grate the potatoes. So, thanks very much for coming, everyone. Have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.
Exciting things are happening at Waterleaf. Hi, I am Jean Piolo, General Manager Waterleaf Restaurant, and I invite you to come to Waterleaf for a lunch that is sophisticated and relaxed. We are now offering a new, affordable, and of course delicious lunch menu with family items, all prepared with a special touch, certain to make your dining experience far from your average lunch. Savor or take on some of our favorite dishes. Macaroni and cheese, Cobb salad with your choice of dressing, soup and salad combo, beef brisket sandwich with caramelized onion and horseradish mayonnaise, a trio of sliders consisting of barbecue pork with crispy onion, fried chicken with pickles, and a filet with blue cheese, plus much, much more. Join us for lunch at Waterleaf and experience modern fine dining, where the focus is on great food and service in the comfort of a down-to-earth, informal setting. I am looking forward to welcoming you. You will love it.
Every summer, students enrolled in College of DuPage's Field Studies course, The Art of Italian Cuisine, travel to Tuscany for 2 weeks of immersive study under Master Chef Gianluca Pardini. Recently, Chef Pardini visited College of DuPage for a week of demonstrations and educational experiences sure to whet the appetite of students interested in traditional Italian cooking.
Just fried. We have two iron, kind of like that. We put the butter into one side, and then the other one on top, and then we turn upside down, and it's like a grill, you know?
Chef Pardini is a master chef, and there's a very small handful of master chefs in Tuscany, and he has a phenomenal background. He has worked in restaurants and hotels all throughout Europe. Currently, he only operates his cooking school. He operates a professional cooking school. Our group occupies 2 weeks of his year, but the vast majority of the time he's teaching students from all over the globe.
Chef Pardini is here to work with students all week. This evening we're hosting a dinner for 85 guests in the Waterleaf restaurant. So he's worked with a group of students yesterday doing some preparation. He's here this afternoon getting ready for the dinner. Tomorrow we're going to have a demonstration in the amphitheater. So he's going to show us a few of the dishes that are unique to Tuscany, but also two that are some of his favorite dishes. And then on Thursday we're going to host a lunch in the Wheat Cafe. Again, working with groups of students. So what's nice is each day during the week he's touching different groups of students. Students from the baking and pastry, from the culinary arts, from the hospitality management. So he's very accessible for students to work with and ask questions, find out about who he is, what he does, and just have some fun.
They make a very happy crabs.
I came to the college first of all because it's always a pleasure. I came here first time maybe 15 years ago, something like that, and I got in a very good relationship with Mr. Match, and since then we organized together a program to Tuscany, to my school. People from the college come to my place, and we cook, we travel, we share a lot of experience together. And so, little by little, the friendship with the people from here, from the school, became more than a relationship, really friendly connection, and because I like to be here.
Everyone who attends the Art of Italian Cuisine program must register for a 3-credit class, so they are all students. Many times we don't have individuals who are the traditional college-age students. We have people that are all ages. I've had a gentleman who was actually 70 years old who was on our program. They just have a passion for Italy and its cuisine and the beauty of the countryside in Tuscany.
For more information about the Art of Italian Cuisine trip to Italy, visit the field and experiential learning pages on the web at cod.edu or call 630-942-2377. Want to liven your menu with an appetizer that is fast, easy, and unique? Coming up next, COD's chef Chris Thielman shares his recipe for crab and lime quiche.
Exciting things are happening at Waterleaf. Hi, I am Jean Piolo, General Manager Waterleaf Restaurant, and I invite you to come to Waterleaf for a lunch that is sophisticated and relaxed. We are now offering a new, affordable, and of course delicious lunch menu with familiar items, all prepared with a special touch, certain to make your dining experience far from your average lunch. Savor or take on some of our favorite dishes: macaroni and cheese, Cobb salad with your choice of dressing, soup and salad combo, beef brisket sandwich with caramelized onion and horseradish mayonnaise, a trio of sliders consisting of barbecue pork with crispy onion, fried chicken with pickles, and a filet with blue cheese, plus much, much more. Join us for lunch at Waterleaf and experience modern fine dining, where the focus is on great food and service in the comfort of a down-to-earth, informal setting. I am looking forward to welcoming you. You will love it.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of In the Kitchen with Chris. My name is Chris Thielman. I'm a professor at the College of DuPage. I teach culinary and pastry arts, and today we are going to make a crab meat and lime quiche. Very simple recipe, just a few ingredients. You can pick them up anywhere you want, and let me show you how to do that. First thing we're going to do is start with puff pastry. Puff pastry is 1,100 layers of dough and fat, or butter, depending on how it's made. You can buy this at the store pre-made. It's a frozen product. All you do is defrost it and unroll the sheet, and then you have a sheet that looks just like this. So the first thing you're going to do is take a muffin tin, and you are going to make little circles out of the puff pastry, and then you are going to put them inside of the tin. So get yourself a round cookie cutter, and you just press right down through the puff pastry, and as you can see, you have a perfect circle of puff pastry. Okay? So I've already pre-done a lot of these, and I'll just show you one or two how to do it. So what you do is you take your puff pastry, as I said, the circle, and you put it into the pan, just press it in lightly, and that's it. All right? So another one, just press it in, make it meet the top, and if there's a little too much, just press it down a little bit, and then it'll be perfect. So you've essentially shaped a cup out of puff pastry. Okay? So that's step one. So fill up your basic muffin tin. This one is a 12-compartment muffin tin, but you can use any size. If you want to make these smaller or larger, it really doesn't matter at all. Make any size you want. All right. So then what you do is you have the muffin tins, as you can see. I've already pre-done these a couple minutes ago. And so we've got all of these ready to go, and we're going to make the crab meat filling. Okay. So now the crab meat filling consists of 2 eggs. We've got coconut milk. This is available at your local grocery store, and this is 3/4 of a cup, or about 6 ounces by weight, about coconut milk. And then we need to beat this up with the eggs first. And we're going to add a little salt and pepper. We're going to add some lime. We're going to add some lime juice. We're going to add some crab meat and some chopped chives, and then it's ready to go. So it's a very, very simple recipe. It's not really complicated. I would say the hardest part is just making sure that you get the eggs stirred in very thoroughly. That's all. Other than that, it's just fold all the ingredients together, pop it right in the puff pastry, and you're good to go. Okay, so this is mixed in with the coconut milk, the eggs. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to throw all the rest of the ingredients in. So we've got chives, we've got some salt, we've got a little bit of ground black pepper, just a little bit. We have the crab meat, okay, and that's about 6.5 ounces or so. And then we've got the lime. Now, the lime, we need to use the zest, which is the outside of the lime. This is a microplane. You can also use a hand grater. It'll work great. Just use the finest hole. So the nice thing about a microplane is it takes just the zest off the outside, and the white part, which is underneath the zest, is called the pith, P-I-T-H. That's very bitter. You do not want to use the pith, just the zest on the outside. That's where all the natural citrus oil is. In this case, it's a lime. And so you've got a really good amount of intensive lime flavor just by using the zest. So a microplane works great. We use these in the industry for nuts, chocolate, zesting fruit like this, all kinds of things. So take the outside of one lime and zest it, okay? And then take the same lime, cut it in half, and you're going to take a fork, and you're going to take the fork and put it inside the lime and rotate the fork just like this up and down and squeeze the lime at the same time. And you will have all the juice come out in just a couple of seconds. Take the other half of the lime, do the exact same thing right here. Okay? And then stir this all together gently. Okay, stir it all together gently. And then we're going to put it into our muffin cups that we already lined. Okay, that's ready to go. So now take a spoon and spoon it in, and that's really all you do. So I've got it right here, and I'm going to make sure I put it right in the middle. And this amount will make approximately 12 to 18, I say normal size muffins, what you see most of the time. It's about 2 inches across or so. Obviously you can buy really large muffins these days, but this is probably more of a average size muffin. Okay, so as you can see, it only takes a couple seconds. And we're going to add just a little bit more. And we're going to fill these up to the top. And remember, the puff pastry is going to be the shell, and it's going to be very, very crispy. So you want to bake these in a 400-degree oven, and it'll take about 20 minutes or so. Do not underbake these. That is the one thing I want to warn you about. Don't underbake them. You need to make sure they're baked very thoroughly. And if you bake them very, very crisp, then they're going to be nice and crisp, and you're going to have a beautiful soft interior and a crispy exterior. Okay? So 400 degrees for about 20 minutes or so, or until they're a very nice deep golden brown. Okay, so let's throw them in the oven. Alrighty, we have taken our crab meat and lime quiche out of the oven, and as you can see, they have baked to a beautiful golden brown. And now what we're going to do is take a small knife, run it around the outside of the quiche so they pop out. And so, as you can see, they should lift right out of the pan in just a couple seconds here. And so, what I recommend on these is you can make the ingredients the night before. So if you want, you can make the filling, but you can't bake them until you actually need them, because the puff pastry has got to be very, very crisp. And so if you try to hold these overnight, the puff pastry will no longer be crisp. So you have to bake these to order and use them right away. All right, so we have our little quiche here, and I hope you enjoyed today's lesson on quiche. Remember, very simple. We used puff pastry that we bought from the store, frozen product, and then we made our own filling, which was nothing more than eggs and crab meat and a little bit of seasonings and some coconut milk. Thank you very much and have a great day. Bye-bye.
Exciting things are happening at Waterleaf. Hi, I am Jean-Pierre Leroux, General Manager Waterleaf Restaurant, and I invite you to come to Waterleaf for a lunch that is sophisticated and relaxed. We are now offering a new, affordable and, of course, delicious lunch menu with family items, all prepared with a special touch, certain to make your dining experience far from your average lunch. Savor or take on some of our favorite dishes. Macaroni and cheese, Cobb salad with your choice of dressing, soup and salad combo, beef brisket sandwich with caramelized onion and horseradish mayonnaise, a trio of sliders consisting of barbecue pork with crispy onion, fried chicken with pickles, and a filet with blue cheese, plus much, much more. Join us for lunch at Waterleaf and experience modern fine dining, where the focus is on great food and service in the comfort of a down-to-earth, informal setting. I am looking forward to welcoming you. You will love it.
That's all the time we have for this edition of Images. We hope you enjoyed this program from College of DuPage. Also, you can watch past episodes of Images on demand by visiting our website at cod.edu. We wish you all a prosperous new year and hope to see you often in 2014. I'm Rio Amaria. See you next time.